I'm Mel Poel at Stoked MTB, and this is another installment of the College of Knowledge. These short, informative videos are full of tips and tricks to improve your cycling experience both on and off the bike and build your stoke for more. For this segment, I've got a lot of handy tips about gloves. So there's two main types of cycling gloves, fingerless and full finger, also known as road and mountain. So I'm going to take a look at the differences between the two, and you can decide what is the best one for you. When we look at road gloves, they have a lot of padding in the palms, which seems like a great idea for mountain biking. But really, the reason why it's so important for a road cyclist is because they're in one body position, that one static body position for hour over hour over hour. And having that gel padding is going to help with road vibration and just hand fatigue from being in that one body position. Mountain biking, we're up, we're down, we're side to side, we're grooving all over the bikes. Don't really need that. We don't really have the same type of vibration issues that a road cyclist does. And ultimately what ends up happening is you're putting more padding between your hand and the bars, and in mountain biking it can lead to death gripping and gripping really hard to try to maintain grip on the bars. So maybe it's not the right choice for mountain biking. Myself, I find that having that padding there comes between my hand and my bar feel. So myself, I like a nice smooth palm to my gloves. The other part that was rather obvious was the fingerless. I mean, it seems like a great idea, especially on those hot sunny days, right? Less material, less hotness. Well, it's also going to give you less traction on the brake levers. I mean, think about it. That's your braking. So when we look at mountain bike gloves, majority of them have little silicone grippers right on the ends of the two fingers. I mean, ultimately we're using just these ones for braking, right? Right? So full finger gets the nod for me for mountain biking. You could wear these for mountain biking. I've seen it done. I did it myself. That's kind of why I own these. But ultimately, I find the minimalist of the mountain bike glove gets the nod for me. And here's my little tip that I like to put out there. Watch out for Velcro. Yeah, this stuff, not only does it come open on a lot of your gloves, it's one of the first things that's going to wear out on a pair of gloves, but also when you're washing your gloves, this is going to stick to your favorite new jersey, or maybe that expensive chamois you finally splurged on, and you pull your clothes out of the wash and the Velcro is stuck to it. Never fails. So you'll notice all of my gloves, no Velcro. I find that, yeah, it takes a couple seconds more to get them on, but it's worth it. And it gives a nice seamless look. Okay? Let's take a moment to get down and dirty about gloves. I've asked a lot of people how often they wash their gloves, and I got some really surprising answers. A lot of people say, a couple times a season, maybe once a month, or when I can't stand the smell anymore, and it just boggles my mind. These are socks that you wear on your hands. You wouldn't re-wear the socks on your feet without washing them, so why aren't we washing these more? And speaking of laundry, here's another tip. When we are going to wash those gloves that have Velcro, use a laundry bag. Put anything that has little bits of Velcro on there in there, and throw that bad boy in your wash. And that is going to save your jerseys. Trust me on that one. Alright, one more tip about gloves. After a ride, might seem like a nice little cubby to store your gloves inside your helmet so you don't forget them. Don't do it. Even washed, gloves do build up a bit of a funk, and that funk is going to end up in your helmet pads. So don't keep your gloves in there. Seems like a great idea, but resist the urge. Your sense of smell will thank you for it. In fact, when you're washing those gloves, it doesn't hurt from time to time to wash your helmet pads as well. So that's it for our chat about gloves. We took a look at fingerless gloves, which have a lot of padding, which is great for road cycling, soaks up a lot of that vibration from the road, but maybe not ideal for mountain biking, as all of that padding can get in the way of our bar feel, creating a lot of space between our hands and the grips. And we also took a look at full finger gloves, which have a lot of extra coverage for our hands to protect us as we're going through a lot of that overgrown brush, and protecting our hands if we fall on gravel and all kinds of things like that, or have to touch icky things on the trail. Can happen. Also, silicone grippers on the fingers to give us traction on those brake levers when we need it the most. I also handed out some of my favorite tips about gloves, such as beware of Velcro. A lot of gloves out there have Velcro, and this stuff loves to grab your favorite other cycling gear in the laundry, so throw these in a laundry bag to protect the rest of your gear when you're washing. On washing, wash your hand socks. These are socks you wear on your hands, so treat them as such. Wash them frequently, and it will help to deter funk that can build up in gloves. Pew! So one last tip, which is at the end of a ride, avoid the urge to stow your gloves inside your helmet. Can build up a bit of a funk in there with sweaty gloves and sweaty helmet, and then that sits close to your head, and that's just stanky. Nobody wants that. So those are my tips on gloves. Hope you found some of this information to be handy, and stay tuned for the next installment of the College of Knowledge. High five!